best greetings to him down there north end. Yeah, hopefully he gets something that's going to get him out a little bit better, so we can actually get an appreciation for his dry sense of humor. Always love that. Anyways, not much really going on here, Chuck. I did throw a beat for Chris's net at 7:30, and I'm not sure whether Kevin's sticking around or not. I think he is back, but I'll maybe he's gone HF hunting again. Who knows? I'll keep my ears open for art and anything else that pops up. But yeah, long day. We had 4
Ziggy,
visitors and some
show front yard
observers in today. So the entourage was 14 of them, and I think there was there was 32 people in the conference room from 8 o'clock until 3 p.m. today, and mentally exhausting. So not a lot to share other than that. And just in case you didn't hear it, after me, VA3NCA also threw his call sign in there, so he probably doubled with Richard. For the time being, let me throw it back to you and let you carry on and fill up that log. Roger?
Roger, will do. Appreciate the heads up on VA3 November Charlie Alpha. And you're up next there, Mac. Wade. Thanks to Mac. Come on in, Wade.
VA3CJZ, VA3NCA, good evening, Chuck, and good evening, Mac, and good evening, Richard, and everybody else on net, and somewhere wherever Kevin is, probably chasing Tom from Barry, who I see in the POTA spotting list. Yeah, like Mac, day filled with work, so there really wasn't any, nothing really worthy of repeating here, and I'm hoping this weekend I have a chance to do a bit of activating, but I don't think I'm going to participate in the black event for POTA. I'm just probably going to do a normal POTA, so I guess I just have to look forward to the weekend, because I'm otherwise engaged through the week. But anyways, it is what it is. Oh, and your second stream just started coming through to me on YouTube. I use it to pick up the stations that I can't hear in the distance, but I'm hearing you just fine. Nice strong signal tonight, nice and clear too. Seems like a low noise floor on 2 meters tonight between us, and that's always nice. So I'll send it back to you, Chuck. Thanks again for running the net, and I'll be listening along for the duration. VA3MCA, back to net control.
Okay, very good there, Wade. Yes, we did have some technical difficulties. This usually happens right when I start the net. And I don't know if it's the gremlins or bad juju, or it's that dark cloud hanging over my head all the time. But yeah, usually the gremlins come out as soon as I start the net up, and all the technical stuff goes to pot. So we've restarted the YouTube stream, and we should be back in action. The audio should be okay. Yeah, by the way, Wade, you were coming in at about 20 over at my location, 20 over S9, and a little slight bit of crackling. You'll be able to hear it there on the YouTube stream. But overall, really good job on 2 meters. Much better than 70 centimeters.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, you're to me with an S7 easy, and it peaks a little higher than that sometimes. It bounces around a bit, but full quieting, just maybe a little hiss. But I'm starting to wonder maybe if it has anything to do. I have a new power supply that I'm trying, and I'm wondering if my last one was maybe a little noisy, and maybe it contributed to my noise floor. I mean, I only had this one for a little bit. It's a little bit higher voltage, so that matches with my battery charger controller thingy. It really needs something around 14.5 volts, and so that it matches with the lithium chemistry battery charger. And I had a regular old power supply from the server that couldn't get up that high. And I think maybe it was a little thick, maybe a little noisy. I'm not sure though. So anyways, I'm only a couple days in with this new power supply, and I'm not positive, but it feels like UHF and VHF is a little quieter now. So, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take any reduction in noise floor I can get. Yeah, so hopefully things are going well with you, and yeah, I'll listen along for another check-ins with Chuck. Great way to spend a Wednesday. Back to you, VSUSA.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Although it's probably nice now that the sun is over the horizon, almost over the horizon. I think another half an hour before the sun officially sets. But my Amazon assistant there will come on and she'll tell me the temperature and the time and yeah, that means it's the official sunset. Okay, Wade, we'll get back to you in a bit. Thank you so much for checking in. Let's see if we can pick up some more check-ins. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Listening for check-ins. Please come now.
3 TG, Victor Alpha 3, X-Ray Lima Juliet.
Okay, I heard two stations there, but Vanya kind of stepped on the guy. First station there, please come again.
Could have been me, VE3TGL.
There you go, VE3TGL. Uwe, how's your back? Arpad stepped all over it.
Oh, no.
No.
That's okay. I'm a tough guy.
Sorry, not Arpad. Vanya. Good old Vanya there. Stand by 1 minute there, Vanya. And VE3TGL, you're coming in good tonight, Uwe. What's your location again?
Oh, yeah, you're sounding pretty good there too, VE3CJZ, VE3TGL. And now I'm just at my home QDH here, Kipling Lakeshore, on the other side of the lake, I guess. Not really, I don't want to looking into the lake. But, yeah, conditions pretty good tonight, and I can squelch out the noise in between transmissions, and Wade didn't make it though. Didn't hear him there at all, so but that's not really unusual for me and him. And Matt was coming in, and I don't know if I heard from him yet, but he's up there. I'm sure I'll hear him. He's pretty loud from location. But anyways, just checking in. I was doing some yard work. I was looking for my dehydration drink, and I left it downstairs by the radio, and turned you guys on, and I heard you guys shout for check-in. So V3TGL, back to you.
Yeah, okay, very good there, Uwe. Yeah, if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask another person that's on the net, please, by all means, just let me know who you want to contact, or if you have a subject you want to broach, please do. And I do apologize, Mac. I think I stepped right over you and did not take you in, but you will be next. So anyways, Uwe, thank you very much for checking in, sir. You enjoy the rest of the evening. Are you going to be taking off or listening in for a little bit?
No, I gotta go back. Oh, I'm gonna have to help out my son to get his night routine soon. My wife, she went to work, so my daughter, she's gonna be home soon, any minute now. So yeah, I'm preparing for work, and I'm cooking chicken upstairs, so I'm gonna be up and down. So most likely this is gonna be the check in, check out, and 7-3 round. So yeah, let's plan that way.
Okay, Vanya, I believe I was still listening to Uwe there. I don't know if you could hear him, but we were just finishing up with him. And Vanya, I do acknowledge what you said there. And if you got to take off, very good then. But hopefully we'll catch you back a little bit later when you have time. Anyways, let me go back to Uwe real quick there. I'm sorry if you could repeat what you were saying there. Any final thoughts?
Repeat what I said. Oh man, I don't know what I said 3 minutes ago. But anyways, yeah, 73 guys, and didn't mean to have take up any time there from Vanya. He sounds like he was in a hurry. Anyways, later guys, 3 TGL, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Okay. Okay, Uwe, thank you very much for checking in, sir. You enjoy the rest of the evening. And remember, the next 2 days are going to be considered heat wave days, I guess. Not until Saturday are we going to be getting any cooler temperatures around 23, which is our normal daytime high. Okay, thanks, Uwe. And Vanya, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, Chuck. Go ahead.
All right. Must have been a little bit of confusion there. That's okay. With me getting all mixed up with my technical difficulties and then having to reach for the pen and paper real quick to supplement my laptop log there. We had to restart everything. So it happens. Anyways, you got to go help your son, you said?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'll help him out, prepare the food for his school for tomorrow, and I'll wait for my daughter to come from her work, and it's gonna be almost the time for me to leave. So that's pretty much. Oh, I have to remember the chicken too. Yeah, chicken is halfway done. So yeah, that's pretty much summary of what I'm gonna do in next like 45 minutes or so. Anyways, I'm gonna guys give you 7-3, and I wish you a good net, Chuck. So hopefully we're gonna be talking back again in a couple of weeks when I get off of the night shift, afternoon shift.
Yeah, okay. Very good then. Well, thanks for letting me know so I don't wonder what happened to you. Changing shifts. Yeah, I usually keep that in the back of my mind. So anyways, yeah, you go have fun packing the lunch. Uh, like they say, remember to pack a lunch. Okay, you enjoy your time with your kids there, my friend, and we'll talk to you whenever you have time, my friend. You can jump in and say hello anytime. Okay, Vanya, anything else?
No. So I'm gonna guys give you 7-3, and I'll stick around for 5-10 minutes and head upstairs. So 7-3, guys.
All right, 7-3, Vanya. Now let's go to VA3 IMW. I'm sorry, Mac.
Chuck, have you been going over to RPADS and drinking his lead-contaminated water?
Oh, did we already speak?
Remember I said don't forget Wade because he threw his call sign in, probably doubled with Richard. Is it coming back to you now?
Yeah, I remember hearing that, but I don't remember. It must be the medication, man. I'm gonna blame it on the after dinner mint.
All right. Well, at least there's a viable reason for it, so that's all good. Anyways, I think the only one you haven't heard from that we're kind of tentative on is kilowatt, pa.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Like I said there, I had a bit of a crash earlier again, and I forgot to. That was the other call sign I forgot to put down back into the electronic log. Is Kevin? So let's see if he's all right. Victor Echo 3 kilowatt papa. Are you there, Kevin? All right. Well, he'll jump back in when he has time, I guess. Yeah. So the plaque event. While I have you there, Mac, that's this weekend. And when does it start? When does it end?
Plaque event, as far as I know, it starts Saturday, which is 8 p.m. tomorrow night, 0 UTC, and it'll run through until Sunday at 8 p.m. as well. So the only differentiation between normal POTA is if you're hunting for the plaque, you cannot use the wart bands, and you cannot take credit for parks that are 2 furs, 3 furs, 4 furs. You can only activate a single park at a time.
Oh, okay. That part I wasn't aware of. Good to know. Okay, very good. Like Wade was saying that he was not going to participate in the plaque event, just regular POTA. So when we get back to him, we'll have to see if he's planning on heading out anywhere this weekend. How about you? Are you planning on activating?
I'm planning on sleeping in, and I get a little reluctant to spend a lot of time on the radio when things are air quotes contesting, because things can get noisy and aggravating. You know how some of those people that live south of the Canadian border but north of the Mexican border, I don't want to generalize, but sometimes they can be less than courteous. Do I have to spell it out any more clearly?
Yeah. RUDE. I hear you. I know what you mean. And it doesn't just happen on contesting days either. I've noticed during the week, you'll see a call sign for a park, for example, and you go there and it's two Yankees talking away, having a conversation, and it's like, well, what happened to the POTA guy, or what happened to the Russian station that's supposed to be here? They just come on. I rarely hear people asking if the frequency is in use. That's one thing I've noticed too, but you get the odd ones. Not everybody's the bad apple in the basket.
QSL, yeah, 100% agree there. And of course, there's a big battle on HF between the people that have their air quotes established HF frequency for nets, and they think they can come along and boot somebody using the frequency just because we've done this net here for 5 years and y'all just can get off, or else we'll just stomp on all over top of you with our kilowatt amplifiers and stuff. And yeah, it gets royally, it gets worse. And obviously, both sides can make a bad name for themselves.
Oh, yes. I don't know how many times I've heard that exact situation play out. Yeah. Oh, well, it's funny. The Europeans they seem so much more polite. I mean, they thank your family. They thank, have a great week. And they just, they're so pleasant as compared to who. Okay, Mac. Well, thank you very much for all of that input and information on the plaque event. And let's see if we can pick up any more check-ins for this evening's AREG, the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Did I mention this is week 1550? That's 1,550 weeks that AREG has been on the air consecutively. Very soon approaching the 30-year anniversary in September. So with that, let's see if there are any new check-ins that would like to come in. This is VA3CJZ. Looking for check-ins. Please come now.
V3 LBI.
Okay, that was a perfect double. LBI, I acknowledge you. Who is the other station?
OYL.
Okay, OYL. Anyone else? Okay, let's send it to Larry. VE3LBI. Come on in.
Ladies first.
I had to check. But thank you, Larry, for conceding your spot. Let's go to VA3OYL.
Good evening. I'm on my 857. I'm testing it out, making sure everything works fine, and I have all the settings correct. Got the pool out, and I was in the pool, even though it's only like 68, 69 degrees in the pool. But it was refreshing today.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. I know, was it yesterday? 2 days ago, I think, I brought out the kiddie pool there, the little blue plastic pool that's maybe 6 inches deep at the most. And I put a little bit of water in there for the birds. and whatever wildlife wants to take advantage of the little bit of water, because I noticed we haven't had rain in many days over here. And I figured I'd, since we've got these baby robins that flew the nest there coming up on 2 weeks now, and you see them around and on the front lawn, on the porch, in the backyard, and so they're still coming back to where they were born, and so I thought I'd shoot a little water in there for them.
Yeah, I had a nest of cardinals on my deck close to the house, and the babies have fledged. They fledged this morning, I think. I haven't heard much from the nest, so yeah, I've been putting water in the bird bath, and I don't usually water my plants too often in the summer, but I've been watering lately because we haven't had any rain. So yeah, it was so nice to get in that pool, I'll tell you. So I'll be able to enjoy it tomorrow when it's a little warmer still. Um, it was a little cold for me at the pool, but what are you gonna do, eh? Just grin and bear it. I just floated around, and it was great.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I didn't even go out for more than a minute or two today. Um, but you know what I should do? I have to get another water gun for the hose, because the one what I usually do is, because I don't have a pool, is I set the water gun on mist, and I just bungee cord it to the back deck there, and I get that when the wind blows, it blows the mist back to me there and cools me off, and without getting drenched, of course. And it's a nice refreshing thing. So yeah, got to get another water gun for that, because I have a water wand, with different settings on it, and the mist setting is just, it's too strong. It's just not like the handheld gun. So we'll have to go to Canadian Tire or the dollar store or whatever and get one. So, anyways, your radio sounds good, Debbie. You're full strength and full quieting audio. Right on. I'm glad. Do you want to trade? I'll give you mine. You give me yours.
I forgot how to use it. I haven't used it in so long. It took me a few minutes to remember. Oh yeah, this is how I get there and do that. But I bought a little extension. You know how the mic plugs in behind the face? I bought a little extension so I can just plug the mic in outside of it, so I don't have to keep removing the faceplate. So that was a little addition to it. Anyway, I'll let you see if there's anybody else behind me.
Okay, Deb, and I did get your message about the work done on your radio there, and do appreciate you letting me know. So we'll definitely have to make arrangements to see that guy. So thanks again, Deb. Alrighty then. So we'll clear with VA3OYL, and let's go to Larry, VE3LBI. Come on in, Larry. There must be a magician here. First KKP disappeared. Now Larry. All right, one more try. VE3LBI. Larry, are you there?
They're on the same frequency.
Okay. Well, they're obviously busy, so we'll just continue on, but they're in the log nonetheless, so they'll come back when they have time. All right. Well, this is VA3 CJZ, Chuck in the east end of Hamilton, and we're hosting the Amateur Radio Exchange Group Net and looking for check-ins. If you'd like to check in Or if you want to listen to us on YouTube, just go to YouTube and put in VA3CJZ, and you can find us there live this evening. For now, any new check-ins for the radio, please come now. All right, we're not hearing anything. So let's see. Oh, currently it's 28.0 degrees outside the CJZ studio. So it's a beautiful evening right now. The sun is just about down completely. And bet you there's a few people out there walking their dogs, walking their wives. Well, you know what I mean. Walking their wives with their wives. All right, before we get into more trouble, let's see if KKP is around. VE3 kilowatt papa. All righty then. So let's see what's happening in contests this week. Apparently, there's a plaque event for POTA, as Mac mentioned earlier about the particulars of doing the POTA plaque event. There are no 2 furs, 3 furs, and whatever. No furs for that one. So, all right. Well, let's start off with the PODXS 070 Club 3-day weekend contest, and that started. That starts on Friday, tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. And that's a mode call for PSK 31. And that starts at the 6 meter band, and then the 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. So obviously it's a digital mode. I'm thinking I've never done PSK 31. But nonetheless, the next one we got here is an NCCC FT4 contest. And for the bands, it says C rules. So not too sure about that. Let's see if we have any sideband contests. Oh, there's one. PVRC reunion. I have no idea what that is, but the geographic focus is for PVRC members. And that's for CW and sideband. And the bands are 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. Does anyone know what PVRC means? Okay. All right. Well, we have another 10-10 international open season for 10 meters only. And this is for PSK 31. A lot of digital contests, many CW contests. There's a Japanese contest on June the 3rd, and that is from Japan, and it's worldwide for CW and phone. Starts with UHF band, and then 2 meter, 6 meter, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And then there's a 6 meter only contest called the UK SMG Summer Contest, and the mode is not specified. So last one we have here is the Kentucky QSO Party, and that's for digital, sideband, and CW. And those bands are 2 meters, 6 meters, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. So Kentucky QSO Party. I love Kentucky. Been a while since I've been there. All right, and then there's the ARRL International Digital Contest. And that's digital, no RTTY, though. And the bands are 6, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. All right, and I think that about wraps it up for this week. A little bit slow on the contests. We'll have a look-see in a bit there what next week looks like. But if you're into digital or CW, this weekend is for you as well. So for any more information on this and any contest, please go to contestcalendar.com, and you'll find all you need to know about contests right there. With that, let's see if VE3LBI has made it back.
Yep, I was just going to come in there. Yep, VE3LBI, we're back. Got pulled away for a minute there, Chuck.
Oh yeah, racking up those parks, are you?
No, actually, I was outside talking to the wife and her friend out there.
Oh, okay. Because we had Kevin come in earlier, and by the time I got to him, he was gone. So I'm figuring he's grabbing some parks there, unless it's something else. But nonetheless, he's in the log. Okay, Larry. Anything new and exciting there with you? You going to participate in the plaque event?
Not for any reason for a plaque, but basically as a hunter, yes. So on Friday night there, at 8 o'clock when it starts up, I think Kevin's going to be trying to work. So I'll have the net at 8:15 on the ZOE, and then we'll try to, anybody that's available and wants to, we'll try to work him on the 2 meter and 70 centimeter and give him some points. He's trying to get the most points for a hunter in Ontario. I'm not sure if it's on. I don't know. I can't remember how they break it down, whether it's in Ontario or Canada.
Okay. Yeah, it might be for both. I don't know. That's interesting to be. Interesting to find that out. So Wade also said he's not really trying for a plaque, but will definitely be doing POTA this weekend. So very good then. That makes a couple of yous. Very good, Larry. Anything else new and exciting?
No, that's about it, Chuck. Yeah, well, don't forget, there's also the hunter side too. So the more parks you hunt and collect, that's also points towards you. Pardon me, towards you. Not just hunting and activating, or sorry, not just activation, but also the hunting side of it.
Yeah, very good. Sounds like you're feeling a bit better there, Larry. There's still a little bit of what is it there? Plugged nose syndrome. It sounds like, but sounds like you're coming along there. Over.
Yeah, today is. I'm getting there. I'm just really tired. Today is just day 2 of my medication, so I didn't get it knocked out of my chest.
Yeah, that's it. Congestion. That's what I was looking for. That's the thing, eh? When you speak more than one language, sometimes your mind is having trouble finding the right word because you've got more than one language floating in your head there. Okay, very good then, Larry. I do appreciate you taking the time out and checking in with us there. I'll let you get back to whatever it is you were doing there, and maybe get back to the wife and neighbor. But thank you for taking the time out and checking in with us.
Yeah, no problem. No, I'll listen along here. I think they don't need me anymore at the present time, so I'm sure if they need me, they'll let me
know. Yeah, Larry, there's some dog poop. So have you guys? Sorry about that. Was a bad joke. Are you only had the one dog, right? Are you going to be getting another?
No, not currently. No. Some stuff we want to do together, and the dog kind of tied us up over that period of time. Don't get me wrong. We wanted the dog and everything, but there was a few things that we'd like to do that we weren't able to do. So maybe we have the opportunity before we think about another one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like going camping, for instance, was a little bit of a chore for us because we only have a car, no van, so we had to make multiple trips just to be able to bring the dog with us. And so that was one of the issues as well. And same thing, I wouldn't change anything for the world. I loved my dog, and he's missed every day. I've got a photo of him right here at the Radio Shack there, and I think about him every day. But I know exactly what you mean, Larry. It's time to start doing some things that you and the wife want to do. So good for you. Well, there's my Amazon assistant telling me the time and temperature, and the sun is officially down. 8:53 p.m. tonight for the sun going down. And so we've got until the 21st, 3 more weeks of the sun going down later and later. So Let's see how late it will actually go down there. I think 9:30, 9:25. I think is the most I've ever seen. But anyways, okay. Thank you very much for checking in, Larry. We'll get back to you in a little bit. There. Anything else before we carry on?
Nope, that's it, Chuck. Go ahead, carry on. The E3 LBI.
All right, very good. Well, let's see who else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. AREG, I almost forgot. Any check-ins, please come now. All right, nothing heard. Well, so far we've got 10 check-ins, and one of them is from YouTube, and that's Wayne. Hello there, Wayne, VA3FMB. Well, I think I added you in the log. If not, I will. And we get a message from Wade on the YouTube stream here saying that the other POTA plaque event restriction is no work bans. Right. I remember that, including 60. So 60 is a work ban?
No, but it's also not included in POTA via NCA.
Oh, just for the plaque event.
QSL, yeah, so they won't be counted. You can make contacts on the work bands and 60 meters, but they won't be included for the purposes of the plaque event. They'll just be reported for the purposes of regular POTA.
Comment?
Right. Okay, go ahead, comment.
Yeah, you can't use 60 meters for contesting. That's the rule.
Yeah. Okay, and that's right. The plaque event is considered a contest.
You can still use it, as Wade said. You can use any band you want. It just won't be applied against your plaque. So, but you're not supposed to use 60 at all for contesting. It's just strictly, I guess, for communication.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, I finally got my 100 late shift award, and that seemed to have taken forever. And we also got the, let me pull it up here. What is it? The 80 contacts. Where the heck is that? Right there. Parks on the air. Okay, the 80. Oh, yeah, the fishing hole hunter. That's worked a single entity 80 times. So, yeah, we're getting there.
Just one more comment, too. Wade, if you worked Sable Island, they finally got the an award up for that one. It just came out, too. Or anybody else that works Sable Island on the POTA there. The award finally came out.
All righty then. Very good, Larry. I don't believe I've worked Sable. Where is that?
Charlie Yankee Zero Echo, I think, or sorry, Oscar. Zero Oscar. I tried to get it, but I didn't make it. It's just off the coast of, is it PEI or the Maritimes, anyways, the HNCA.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's also very nice. I've been hearing quite a few contacts from the East Coast recently there, but there's a big emergency in Nova Scotia right now. There's evacuations happening around the capital city of Halifax, so and other places, and so the wildfire season has started for them. I don't know if it was man-made or nature caused, but I do know in northern Alberta, they did mention, and Saskatchewan, they did mention that 7 people, I think, were ticketed during the fire ban for having open fires or whatever fire they were having. And now I just heard that in Nova Scotia, the ban burn will now cost you from $280 all the way up to now it's $25,000 if you burn during a ban. So I hope people they just don't learn until they learn they get a hard lesson. People are stupid. People are stubborn, and I mean that. They're ignorant. They don't care. So well, if you get a $25,000 fine for doing that, well then good for you. Good for them. Anyways, all right, Larry. Anything else before we carry on?
Nope, that was it. I just happened to try to throw that out there because it was an award just came out. They don't have them all done. Like not everything that's out there, they don't have awards for yet. They're still putting some together. So, all right, Bill, back over to you, Chuck. Thanks. VE3LBI.
All right, very good, very good. Well, it's almost 9 p.m. 8:59 according to my computer, and let's see if Garnett is still with us and if he's going to say goodnight. VE3 GNP. All right, let's check in on Rick. VA3 Alpha X-Ray Juliet.
Yeah, AXJ. Yeah, I'm gonna be signing off here, Chuck. Got everything situated now. Got the trucks in the right spot. Get at it in the morning, I guess, and burn some fingers. Let's hope not, anyhow. Thanks for doing that. Maybe I'll turn the portable off for half an hour. Other than that, I think I'm gonna call it quits for the night. But yeah, if you call out and they do have it on, I'll key up.
Fantastic. Okay, Rick, thanks for hanging out, and appreciate your check-in. We'll talk to you again soon. All right, let's go to the North End and check in on VA3 VJC North End Richard.
Yeah, well, I'm still here. I'm just listening to the white noise because I can't hear anything with the salt down. I hear a few little bits and parts, but all I can hear is you.
All you can hear is me. Again? Well, you should bring your cell phone out or your tablet and go to YouTube and listen along live with us there. You'll be able to hear everyone.
But then I won't hear the white noise and have a relaxing sleep. One or the other.
Oh, yeah. What, you sleeping in the van still?
No, I was just listening to the white noise. Like I say, the squelch in this thing, this radio's weird. The squelch on maybe it's the instant but all I hear. It even blanks you out. I hear that tut. Until I turn it off and on again, then I hear you. So I said, hey with it. I just turned the squelch to 0 so I can hear a little bit more than just few. I hear a few in there, but they're sort of fading in and out. So maybe I'll try another antenna later. Maybe next. I'm not experimenting. I still got my house for 2 meter antenna. I still got the NMO mounted on the roof. So we'll trade it out and see what happens.
Yeah. Are you parked in the exact same spot you normally park in, or do you move around?
Oh, I'm just out front listening to when I say watching the channel cable. I'm parked out front and I don't drive much. The fan's falling apart. It's only running on 4.5 cylinders. The cam's crap. And now I've got the fuel pump jury rigged so it'll turn off or turn on with the key.
All right. Sounds one of my project cars there. 4.5 cylinders. How do you know there's a half? All right, Richard. Well, nice hearing from you. We'll have to get together and have a coffee this summer. We don't have to dress up like surgeons and hazmat members there. So we'll have to get together this summer.
Yeah, give it a go, maybe help me put some pictures. I just want to get my QRZ page back in shape. Two pictures of the meager little radio station I've got. Nothing fancy. Maybe some shots of the display, but I got some pictures to go on there, but I don't know. I don't have a cable to go between my camera and the chip. I don't have a chip reader anymore. A lot of stuff disappeared in this van. Just afraid to leave things there for the midnight marauders.
Absolutely. The the midnight marauders. Yeah, the warm weather, that's gonna bring those out for sure. That's why I got security cameras all over the place here. But sometimes it won't stop them. But at least you know what happened. Okay, Richard. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, sir, and hope to talk to you again real soon. I'm on monitoring during the day. There, I try and monitor this frequency. So jump in and say hi anytime. Okay. Anything else before we move along?
No, you can desert me now if you want. I don't care. No, go ahead. Carry on with it, too. I'm going to let you back relax and for white noise therapy.
Copy that on the white noise therapy. All right. Thanks, Richard. Always good for a chuckle. With that, let's go. Speaking of chuckle, let's go to VA3 IMW. Mac.
Well, if I can do anything to bring a little levity into anybody's life, I'll feel like maybe I've fulfilled my purpose on earth. I'm a firm believer that God put me on the face of the earth to put a smile on somebody's face, and try not to make people miserable. I guess there's enough of those other folks that do that. Lawyers and other people like that. Anyways, contesting on the weekend. I'm actually looking forward to going and tending to my tomato planters. I've got 2 raised 3-foot gardens. I need to pull all kinds of stuff out of there and break up the soil and put in some peat and some other stuff to break up the soil. And I'm probably going to be popping out on the weekend to a nursery in order to pick up some good tomato plants. And this year I'm going to use an age-old trick of actually burying your potted tomato plants. So instead of planting them vertically, you lay them down, and everywhere where there's leaf shoots coming out will form root formations, and that will extend all of the root formations, and it's supposed to increase your yield on each plant. And it also makes them much sturdier because your root structure goes linear as well as vertically, and then obviously the plant gets smart enough that it grows straight up. So I'm going to do that this year, and I think I'm only going to plant 2 styles of tomatoes this year. I know that I'm always going to have some stuff coming up. The cherry tomatoes, they always reseed themselves every year, so I don't even have to worry about them. But I think that's going to be the main topic of my adventures for the weekend. What about you, Chuck? Other than your normal garden, do you put in any vegetables?
Well, we're limited in garden space there, Mac. I have my medicinal plants that I have a spot for, and the wife likes to put flowers. And so I did reserve a spot to put a couple of vegetables in. I You know what I like doing is taking the end of a tomato when there's, no more left to slice, and there's usually a few seeds in that part, and you just bury that into the ground, put dirt on it, and well, I'd put it in a pot obviously first, and then when they sprout, you just separate them and plant them as individual plants. So it works. When you're done with a tomato, you can just bury it, um, not too deep, with some dirt on top, and keep it moist, and away you go. Other than that, I would like to get some cherry tomatoes again. I don't think we've ever planted any at this house. And so, um, yes, cherry or grape tomatoes, whatever they're called, the small ones, very small. And so I like those. And so I might ask the wife to stop by one of the nurseries and pick one up for me. And yeah, my other plants, my medicinal plants, will be probably going in the ground this weekend, as it appears that Saturday the temperature for the day, the high, will be around 23. That's much more suitable for me. This 30 and 32-degree temperature is not for this guy. So I mentioned earlier there I got a solar panel for one of my security cameras, so I don't have to use the battery all the time. Came in last night, of course, when the sun was down, and so I didn't mount it then. And then I got up this morning, and it was like a heat wave. So I said, okay, we'll wait for this to pass, and then we'll go out when we feel like it and put that up and save some money on batteries. So that's for me there, Mac. Back to you.
Yeah, QSL. And if you're going to put in tomatoes, they recommend that you put something in with it. And I can't remember whether it's rosemary or thyme, because it tends to ward off the bugs. I'll double check that with my wife. She's the one that looks all this stuff up on the internet, so that she's really good at telling me what to do. Yeah, who needs Google when you got a wife? She knows everything. Anyways, I heard a cackle in the background. VE3KKP, VA3IMW. Are you going to come out of the woodwork?
I am back. Can I get in here now or what?
QSL. I've been holding the door open. My arm's getting sore.
Oh, okay. This is the only net that doesn't call for time-sensitive stations.
Well, we know you're sensitive, but I don't think time has anything to do with it.
Well, I've got things to do, places to go, people to see. Can't be hanging around all night on a net. Anyway, put a bean in the pot for me there, Chuck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did acknowledge your call earlier. Excuse me. I think I'm getting Larry's cold. And so, yeah, you're in the log, as well as Wayne checked in on YouTube. That's VA3FMB, I think. Oh, I didn't put him in the log yet. Wayne B. Yeah, VA3FMB. Good evening, Wayne. Good evening, Michael Cade, KI5SPA, out in Arkansas. Also in the log. Good evening, and thanks for listening to us and watching us on YouTube. For anyone that's curious, we are streaming the net live on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search, and you can follow us along live this evening. And so, Kevin, thanks for your check-in, sir. Much appreciated. Good luck on the weekend.
Yeah, I'll need it. Yeah, okay, thanks, Chuck. I'll be bouncing around, so hear me out there.
So Larry did say that you're going to start on 2 meters and 70 centimeters on Friday night after the new UTC day. What's the plan there? You're going out at 8 o'clock and going to start activating right away?
Oh, yeah, I got to get in as bad as I can in 24 hours, or 48 hours. I can't fool around. So it won't be right away. It'll probably be somewhere during the net. I'll pop down because I want to start on 40, and the net doesn't start a quarter after. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll be back. I want to hit 40 first for a bit.
All right. Do you know what park you're going to focus on?
Well, I'll be. I want to do the Iroquois Heights one, but that's closed at 8. So I'll be down on
front yard.
Sanatorium Road doing Bruce Trail and Niagara Escarpment. Well, separately, but I'll be in that park.
All right, we'll turn on all 6 radios so we can track you. And you're going to post yourself on the POTA app, obviously, but are you also posting on Discord?
No, probably just the POTA app. If you got me in Ham Alert, you'll know where I am.
Yes. Bing, 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 bing. Roger that. Okay, Kevin. Yeah, we'll be here to support you. The most activist in the land.
Hopefully the most voice contacts anyway. I hear the Barrie group's going in as a club, so they'll probably submit their own records as well. I'm not sure, but yeah, they're going to go in as a club, and we never got the club together to have that. So anyway.
All righty. That's it.
That's all. Okay, guys, 7 feet for now. The 3KKP.
Okay, Kevin and Mac, thank you for that. Are there any other questions anybody wants to ask one another, or any comments or check-ins? Please go now. All right, so let's see. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is week 1550. That's 1,550 weeks. And we're looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. All righty. Nothing heard there. Let's put in VA3 FMB into the log now so I don't forget later. That adds to the count. And so let's start off with birthdays of famous people on this day. I do think I have a list here somewhere. And we'll do that. Oh, it helps if I pull up the file here. Oh, I had to restart my computer. That's why it's not there. All right. Well, it's time for On This Day. On This Day birthdays. And today is on this day 118 weeks in a row that we've been doing the On This Day. And we'll start with back in time, as far back as necessary. And the first person we have today is Margaret Beaufort. Her birthday is today, March 31st, 1443. Now, the reason I have Margaret Beaufort is because she's the mother of Henry VII and paternal grandmother of King Henry VIII of England. And, of course, she was born in a castle in England. She died in 1509. So that would have made her 56, somewhere around there. And let's go to modern times, the 20th century to be exact, and jump up and wish Clint Eastwood a happy 93rd birthday. Good for you, Clint, making it this far. It's still got your wits. Born on this day in 1930. Dirty Harry is an American actor. He was also mayor of the town of Carmel in California. And Clint was born in San Francisco, California. Next, we got Johnny Paycheck celebrating a birthday today. He was born in 1938. And his real name is Donald Little, spelled Lytle. He's an American country singer and most famously known for a song called Take This Job and Shove It. He was born in Greenfield, Ohio, passed away in 2003, 20 years ago. Here's a name you don't hear much anymore. Joe Namath celebrates his 80th birthday today, born in 1943. He's an American Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback, winning Super Bowl 1969 and Super Bowl MVP for that year, Pro Bowl 1972. He was born in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Next, we've got English rock drummer for Led Zeppelin, John Bonham. Celebrates a birthday in heaven. He was born on this day in 1948 and passed away in 1980. And they had to refund all those concert tickets. Okay, next we've got Tom Berenger. If you've ever watched any of the Sniper movies, you'll remember Tom Berenger. He was born on this day, 1949, born in Chicago, Illinois. He's done other movies as well, but he's most known to me for the Sniper movies. Next, let's go to singers. Corey Hart is 60 years old, or 50, 61. He was born in 1962 on this day. Corey Hart, a Canadian rock vocalist. He wears his sunglasses at night. Born in Montreal, Quebec. All right. Next, we've got the main singer for Run DMC. His real name is Daryl McDaniels. Born on this day, 1964. And of course, they are an American hip hop musical group. Most famous song is "Walk This Way," Run DMC. And then we have Brooke Shields celebrating a 58th birthday. She was born on this day in 1965. She started out as an American model and then an actress, or vice versa. I'm not sure. Most famously known for the movie Blue Lagoon. And she was born in New York City, New York. You might have seen her also on that 70s show once in a while. She's someone's mother in that show. But what got to me was the fact that they did a movie that sexualized her when she was only 14 years old. She made that Blue Lagoon movie. 14. There was a lot of talk about that. All right. Toronto Blue Jays pitcher Marty Jansen celebrates a birthday today. He was born in 1973. Marty Jansen is an American pitcher with the Toronto Blue Jays, born in Miami, Florida. Next, we've got Colin Farrell celebrating his 47th birthday. He's been in many movies. He's Irish, born in 1976. He was in the movie Minority Report, among others. He was also in the Total Recall movie, born in Dublin, Ireland. All right, and he is the last person of note to have a birthday today that I decided to mark down. I'm sure there's plenty others, but I'm not going to put poets and cricket players and things like that. So are there any comments, questions, or check-ins? This is VA3CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
Quick question, VE3LBI.
Yes, sir.
The movie that Clint Eastwood died in, he had a car. What was the name of that movie? I can't remember it, and we were talking about it today.
I do remember Jeff Bridges and Clint Eastwood, I think, in a car, but Jeff Bridges was the one that died, and it was something to do with lightning in the title. I'm not sure about Clint Eastwood dying in a car.
He didn't die in the car, but he owned the car. And I can't remember what the name of the movie was. And I think the movie was named after it. He was looking after, he gave the car to the kid after the kid tried to steal it. If you don't remember, don't worry about it. But I was trying to think of the name of the movie, and it's beyond me.
Torino, QSL?
Torino.
That's it, the Gran Torino.
Bingo. I don't know. I didn't quite hear Wade, but for some reason it came into my head. Okay, that was it, Chuck. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I remember I drove a Gran Torino once, just like the one in Starsky and Hutch. And a friend of mine had one, and he let me take it for a spin. I was quite surprised. Nice car. Yeah, Gran Torino. I forget what year. It was probably an early 70s model. Yeah. So, yeah, I like that car. Okay. All right. So, anyone else with a question or comment or a check-in, please come now. This is VA3 CJZ. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do the people that passed away in on this day. So we'll go back in time to 1910. A lady by the name of Elizabeth Blackwell. Now, the reason her name is on my list is because she's a English, which means British, American physician who was the first woman to receive a medical degree in the United States. And she dies at the age of 89 in 1910 on this day. Next, we've got Terry Sawchuk. He passed away on this day in 1970. Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame goaltender Terry Sawchuk. I remember him from my childhood days. He's a 4-time Vezina Trophy and Stanley Cup winner and died from liver injuries at the age of 40. Let's go to boxing. This is something I didn't know. Jack Dempsey, famous boxer, heavyweight champion, passed away on this day in 1983. I was out sowing my wild oats and traveling the country and working in 1983, and so I didn't know Jack Dempsey lived until that date. Geez, he was born in 1895. My goodness. So this is what it says here. He's an American boxer and was world heavyweight champion from 1919 to 1926. Man, back in those days, those people held on to those titles for years. And he died of a heart failure at the age of 86. Wow. Another person you've never heard of, but has contributed to society in a very positive way, we have Charles A. Hufnagel, passed away on this day in 1989. Now, the reason Charles is on this list is because he's an American pioneered the artificial heart valve. Important, very important indeed. And so he dies at the age of 72. Now, here's a bit of trivia. There is a pun in there. Just wait for it. The next person is Chris Haney. Chris Haney passed away on this day in 2010. And he is a Canadian journalist who created the board game Trivial Pursuit. He dies at the age of 59 on this day in 2010. So there's your pun. All right. Now, who remembers Jean Stapleton? Now, Jean Stapleton was Archie Bunker's wife on All in the Family, and she passed away on this day in 2013. Now, I remember, was it last year or the year before, I saw a photo of her at a party with Alice Cooper And she looked all dressed up. I forget what kind of party it was, but who knew that she was a party person back in her day? Alice Cooper and Jean Stapleton. What was her character's name on All in the Family? Anyone know?
Edith Bunker.
There you go. All right, thank you, Mac. And she was also in the movie Damn Yankees and Klute, Klute. I remember that. That was a good movie. She was 90 years old when she passed away in 2013, so lived a long life. All righty then. So that wraps up people who passed away, famous people who passed away on this day. Do we have any questions or comments or check-ins again? Please come now. VA3 CJZ.
VA3 NFG.
There we go. We have a check-in. VA3 NFG. Steve, come on in. You just finished work?
No, sir. I've been off today.
Oh.
Most of the day I spent helping a buddy of mine. He's new to HF. He just got an old ICOM 725 delivered this morning, and he's just having some issues with it. But he made up an end-fed long wire transformer for it, but I think there's something wrong with the receive of the radio. So he's like a radio technician guy himself, so hopefully he'll figure it out. Other than that, Chuck, that's it. Been a hot day. Did a little bit of yard work today. Transplanted some grass to the front yard, and got too hot. So I came into a nice cool AC and tried helping my buddy out there restore his radio. Anyway, back to you. This is VA3 NFG.
Absolutely there, Steve, both ways. And is your friend's name Jeremiah?
No, sir. It would be David. Victor Alpha 3, Delta Victor Yankee.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
He was a good friend of mine.
He had some mighty fine wine.
Wade, sorry to butt in. Did you see that picture?
QSL, Steve. Yeah, I did. I'm actually just responding, but yeah, it looks good to me. He's wound a 49-1 the way that you wind them, and he shouldn't hear like muddled things. That almost sounds like that description almost sounds like is he sure he was in USB versus LSB? That can cause that. I would expect him not to receive anything if there was an actual problem with it. But anyways, I'll send the note I'm composing here. It's got some extra information, but just the picture you sent looks like you did that part totally right. Looks like a good wind.
Yeah, okay. I've been watching videos on restoring old ICOM 725s. Something's wrong with them. The audio seems to drop out. I'm just wondering if it's a similar problem. The fix has something to do with the DDS coil adjustment. Anyway, the guy in the video did the repair and he restored his receive. So I'm just sending those videos over to my buddy there. Maybe he can figure it out. But thanks for the response there, Wade.
Yeah, no worries. This stuff's fun. But yeah, his description sounds like it's not an antenna problem. It sounds like it's maybe a radio or radio setting problem. But nonetheless, yeah, no, his the wind, the toroid he wound up looks good to me. So I'll fire this note off and I'll send it back to the group. And thanks Chuck for allowing me to cut in there and have a chat on the side. VA3NCA, I'll send it back.
All right, not a problem. Gave me a chance to light up a cigarette and have some coffee. No problem there. Any other comments or people that want to talk to other people on the net there, please come now. VA3 CJZ. All right. Let's do another official call out. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. We're here every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending around 10 p.m. We also stream the net live on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search, and you can follow us there. Also, we have a Facebook AREG page on Facebook. Just type in the Facebook search, just type in A-REG, and our Facebook page will come up there with a radio with a green screen, and you can check. I did have I noticed there's a couple of people that wanted to join us. And I did authorize one person. There's another one did not answer the call sign question, so that's why I'm kind of waiting for that. But if you have any friends that are trying to get into the Facebook page there, please let me know. Okay. Shall we do the 7-3 round before we do the last portion of On This Day, or do On This Day first?
More on this day. More on this day.
All right. I'm looking at the YouTube stream here, and we have Wayne VA3FMB. When I was talking about the Torino there, and Larry brought up the Gran Torino movie. Wayne says he had a 1971 Plymouth Roadrunner. Oh yeah, the early 70s and late 60s had some great muscle cars. Absolutely. All right. So we'll go to some more on this day. We're going to go down to the events. All right. I'm a big fan of ancient Egypt. I try to educate myself about our past and our history, and Egypt and Mesopotamia in general has lots of information that's mysterious sometimes, and discoveries are made all the time. And so let's start off with Pharaoh Ramses II. A very famous pharaoh, and he was named pharaoh on this day in 1279 BC. That's 3,299 or something like that, long time ago. Ramses the second, also known as Ramses the Great, becomes pharaoh of ancient Egypt, and that is in the 19th dynasty. Now, how many of you have heard of Sir Francis Bacon? Well, on this day in 1621, former Lord Chancellor of England, Francis Bacon, is imprisoned for corruption. And he's put in the Tower of London, which is where they used to put people, but it's not like a major dungeon like you would think. They had actual apartments for their rich prisoners at the Tower of London. And he only spent 1 or 2 nights until being released by King James I. 1621. All right, 1790 now. On this day, the U.S. copyright law is enacted. So if you're curious to find out how old the copyright law is, 1790. Wow, that's quite a while. That's just not too long after the U.S. Constitution. All right, so let's jump up to the 1800s now. On this day in 1837, the Astor Hotel opens in New York City, and it later becomes the Waldorf Astoria, which was a very, very famous hotel in New York. Okay, Madison Square Garden opens on this day in 1879. Madison Square Garden opens in New York, named after 4th President James Madison. Oh, I didn't know that. All right, let's talk about Kellogg's cornflakes. In 1885, on this day, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg of Battle Creek, Michigan, files application for a patent for flaked cereal and process of making same, controversially excluding his younger brother, Will Keith Kellogg. Didn't know that. All right, the very first taxis began running in New York City on this day in 1907. There you go. First taxi. And then in 1910, on this day, the Union of South Africa declares its independence from the United Kingdom because much of Africa was pretty much in control of the British for some time. Now, let's go to the Titanic. The RMS Titanic was launched on this day in 1911, and it was launched in Belfast, Ireland. Didn't know that. 1921. On this day, a large-scale race riot breaks out in Tulsa, Oklahoma, later described as the worst incident of racial violence in American history. Around 150 to 300 African Americans are killed. I remember hearing about that. But not back in 1921, just to be clear. Okay, let's go to 1935 on this day. A 7.7 magnitude earthquake destroys a town in British India. I can't name it. It's now called Pakistan, though, and kills an estimated 40,000 people. Wow. A lot of those people live in less than ideal buildings, if you want to call them that. So it's no surprise. Also, mudslides and all that stuff that is associated with earthquakes in parts of the world. So that was in 1935. Now, I think the Indianapolis 500 was this Sunday, and because I kept seeing all kinds of stories about on this day and for the Indy 500. So in honor of that, I'll let you know that the first Indianapolis 500-mile race was held on May 30th, 1911. So yesterday was the day in history, and it attracted top drivers and cars from around the world, and it also drew an enormous crowd of 80,000 people, compared to the 15,000 who attended the Speedway's last race in 1910. Spectators paid as little as $1 to watch the first Indy 500 from the grandstand. All right, who here grew up watching or reading the Archie's comic strip or comic books? I did. Well, the very first comic strip, Archie comic strip, was first broadcast on the radio, and that was back in 1943. Geez, I remember on very late nights that I couldn't sleep when I was very young. Well, maybe not that young, but young. And I would turn the radio on late at night, and I think Sunday nights, and you'd be able to hear stories on the radio about the Lone Ranger, and there was all kinds of radio before television came along. Radio was it, right? So Archie comic strip first broadcast on the radio 1943 on this day. And of course, who didn't like that song, Sugar Sugar? All right, let's go to a baseball record now. In 1948 on this day, Tommy Lasorda strikes out 25 Amsterdam rug makers in 15 innings. Now, Amsterdam rug makers. Now, Amsterdam is not from Holland. Way back, originally, New York was called New Amsterdam. And so Yeah, Amsterdam is a name from New York, by the way. So Tommy Lasorda strikes out 25 of those people. And a bit of history here. Tommy Lasorda managed the Los Angeles Dodgers from the Major League Baseball team from 1976 through 1996. He was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame as a manager in 1997. All right. Everybody knows who James Stewart is, the movie star from the black and white movies there. Well, in 1968, I was only 8 years old then. Movie star James Stewart retires from the United States Air Force after 27 years of service. Joined during World War II. So I think he was on reserve. He was a reserve after the war. But I didn't know that. 27 years of service for Jimmy Stewart. All right. Who knows who set the record for the loudest concert of all time? Who knows? Oh, that's right. It was The Who. In 1976, The Who set the record for the loudest concert of all time, 120 decibels at 50 meters. And that was in London, England. And then there were other bands that followed afterwards. I know Kiss was one of them. And there were others. Anyone know who else was a loud rock band? AC/DC. All right, let's jump up to 1977 on this day. The Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline is completed. One of the world's largest pipeline systems. The world's largest. One of the world's. All right, I have to wet my lips for this one. On this day in 1985, now bear with me, methylene-deoxymethamphetamine, also known as MDMA, became a Schedule 1 drug in the United States. Now, Schedule 1 drugs is things like heroin and cocaine and things like that. Schedule 1 drugs, substances, or chemicals are defined as drugs with no currently accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse. So if you hear the term Schedule 1 drug, there you go. Okay, 1997. I missed this one. The Confederation Bridge opens, linking Prince Edward Island with mainland New Brunswick. I don't know how long it is, but I'd be curious to know. Does anyone know that? How long that bridge is?
Oh, I know, but I forget. I drove it. 9 kilometers, 8 kilometers.
Oh, so you drove it, eh? Yeah. That's like in Florida, there's a 7-mile, well, it's not a bridge, but it's more of a causeway, but they call it the 7-mile bridge in southern Florida.
That way nobody will forget how long it is.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Mac.
If I can put a smile on somebody's face.
Yeah, 8 miles to be exact.
Ah, I'd love to go and drive on that one day. All right, next, let's go to on this day in 2005. A gentleman by the name of Mark Felt is a former FBI high-ranking official revealed as Deep Throat source during Watergate investigations. Now, Deep Throat was also used in the X-Files series, and that refers to the gentleman that was the FBI leak regarding the Watergate scandal. So there you go. Mark Felt was Deep Throat. All right. In 2008, on this day, Usain Bolt breaks the world record in the 100-meter sprint with a wind legal plus 1.7 mile per second. Anyways, his time was 9.72 seconds. Okay, here's something I also didn't know. In 2012, on this day, Egypt formally ends its 31-year state of emergency. Did you guys know that Egypt had a state of emergency for 31 years? Wow. All right, here's another world record. Gangnam Style hits 2 billion views on YouTube. 2 billion. That set a world record, I remember. Okay, we've got two more. Bear with me here. Now, the next one is the one that I want to end with, but it's not chronological. So we'll go to 2021 first, and then we'll go to the last one because I always like to have a little bit of a chuckle about the last event on this day. So let's go to China in 2021. China's ruling Communist Party announces it will allow married couples to have 3 children in an effort to boost falling birth rates. If you didn't know, China for many years had a limit on children that married couples could have. Now, I don't know about single people having kids. I think that's a big no-no. But yeah, that's China. So 3 kids per family now. So let's end it with 2017 on this day. Comedian Kathy Griffin is fired from CNN after posting a photo of her holding a bloody head resembling Donald Trump is posted. And that wraps up on this day in history. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves listening to this as much as I did researching it and retelling it back to you. Are there any questions or comments or check-ins? Please come now. This is VA3 CJZ. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, so now let's do the last call. And I think I stopped midway through my list earlier and didn't complete the list after KKP there. So let's start off with VE3 LBI. Last round, Larry. All right, well, let's go to Debbie. If you're still there, VA3 OYL. Debbie.
I just got back from Walkies. It was a nice night, little buggy, but good net, and happy to hear on this day. Keep up the good work, and I'll say 7-3 to all. VA3 OYL.
All right, Deb. Well, I would like you to make a valiant effort to work your radio this weekend, your 857 that is, and let me know how you make out, if it's performing better than your other one or not, and I'd love to hear about it.
Yes, well, it's a digital kind of weekend, so I think I'll have some fun doing digital.
Absolutely. All right, Deb, thanks for joining us, sticking around, and give your pooch a big hug for me there. So thanks again. We'll catch you next time. So let's go to the top of the list here and see if Garnett is still with us. Not sure, but let's try. VE3 GNP. Last call. Next is VA3 AXJ. Rick, are you still there? No, Rick. Let's go to VA3 VJC. North End Richard, come on in.
Yeah, I'm still here. What's going on with this thing? Okay, it's working, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just ready to pack it in, really.
Absolutely. Well, perfect timing. The sun is definitely down. Still warm out there. It's showing 25.7 degrees right now, and it's 9:53 p.m. Thank you so much for sticking around with us there, Richard. We sure do miss you, and we love having you with us.
I know, ain't I the greatest? I will make an honest effort to find those Yahoo radios and change up my antenna and see if I can get a decent signal and hear more than just you out there. I know there's more out there, but I think the front end of these J2 radios, especially the first edition, are absolute crap because I'm getting all sorts of interference. Anyway, thanks for having us. It's a pleasure being here. I'm going to sit back and listen and for you to sign off.
Okay, Richard. Well, I'm sorry you're unable to hear too many people other than me, if any. But once again, thanks a bunch, my friend. Like I said, bring a tablet or your phone out next time and tune into the YouTube stream there. It's easy to get. All you got to do is put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search, and bam, you're right there.
Yeah, I know all about that. Yeah, I do have a tablet. It's a little obsolete, but I gotta find that too. I put away a lot of stuff, and the daughter's cleaned up a little bit. So who knows where anything is of mine anymore?
All right, Richard. Well, just so you know, you're giving me a great signal. Looks like about 30 over S9 there. So good job. And thanks for joining us on this edition of AREG. And so let's go to the next person on the list, and that would be Mac. Victor Alpha 3, Indy Mike Whiskey. Mac.
Roger, Roger. As usual, a wonderful evening. It marks Hump Day, and it's all downhill from here. Just sharing a quick memory. The loudest concert that I ever attended was the first farewell tour for the Who, and I was between high school and college. I took about a 3-year period working at the Hamilton airport. So we were wrapping up the hangar between 10 and 11 at night, taking a quick coffee break, and we heard Q107 open up a call in for free tickets for the concert. So Mark Rudy picked up the phone, dialed in, won the tickets. He said, "Happy birthday, Mac, you're going with me." So yeah, we went there. It took me 3 months to get the buzzing out of my right ear. An absolute wonderful event. The first farewell tour. I think they had 100 of them. Anyways, Chuck, thanks for doing what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Keep the heritage alive. 7-3s to you and all.
Okay. Yeah, very good, Mac. And I have a memory of watching The Who, and it stuck with me for all these years. It was in the 70s. I couldn't tell you what year, but I saw it on TV, and it was the end of their concert, and all the band members started wrecking all their equipment. And we're talking not just the guitar, the drums, the amplifiers were going flying. Guitars were going through amp speakers. That was the first time my jaw dropped when I first saw that, and I was like, "Wow, you guys are crazier than what's his name there from Cat Scratch Fever." He used to be pretty wild too.
Yeah, Roger that. And Roger Daltrey with his flying microphone, that was an ongoing show stunt. So yeah, I guess that would take some practice and coordination. They probably busted up a few microphones as well. Not sure how much of the speakers and amplifiers were actually real things or just stage props, but yeah, they went through a lot of drum kits and a lot of guitars. Absolutely.
Yeah. Fun times, good memories, I tell you. And Ted Nugent was the other one I was thinking about. Yeah, oh yeah, he used to throw that mic up quite high and catch it most times. I think I remember seeing him drop it too. Okay, Mac, always a pleasure. Uh, no need for your relays this evening, but who knows? Maybe next week. Um, so anyhow, 2 more days till the weekend, and then we'll get some more reasonable temperatures. We'll be able to do some gardening. All right, with that, let's go to Wade, Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha, 7-3 round, Wade.
7-3, Chuck, again, nice way to spend a Wednesday night. I am going to, very shortly after this, hit the big red button because I have a 7 a.m. bike ride for the start of the Hamilton Bike Month that starts tomorrow, and there's a bike ride from Dundas to McMaster, then on to City Hall to launch that. So I have a morning. I've got to get up early to get out on the road there. So I won't be up much longer, but I do have one thing I remembered. Larry mentioned Sable Island there. I didn't, unfortunately, manage to get them on their de-expedition, but what that does remind me of is Parks Canada was hiring for somebody to work on Sable Island. So I think they would have been based out of Nova Scotia, but they would have to spend some time on the island as a park ranger, I guess, and sounded like a pretty good job if somebody was able to relocate to a desolate, barren island off the coast of Nova Scotia. Some days, actually, that sounds pretty good. Anyways, I think it just closed. I think it was only open for applications at the end of May, and here we are at the end of May. So unfortunately, unless people knew about that, they may have missed the opportunity to become a hermit on Sable Island. Anyways, thanks so much for doing it again and keeping the history alive there, Chuck, and I'll send it back to you, VA3NCA. I'll be clear.
Yeah, absolutely. There, Wade. Talk about secluded. That reminds me when we went to Algonquin Park, but we went in the northern entrance, the most northern entrance of the park, and it's an old lumber it's the park is actually an old part of an old lumber outfit. They have barracks there for when the lumberjacks used to come in and do their logging, and the roads are so rough. Oh my God! But I remember the ranger had a nice little cabin for himself, and he had a tower, and he had a radio. And I forget if it was a CB or if it was an amateur radio. But this is going back maybe 30 years now. And funny enough, back then there was no cell phones, there was no landline way out there. There was just radio. And as I happened to be chatting with the ranger at his cabin, um, two guys came in out of a canoe saying that their friend had fallen and hurt their neck or their head or something, but they couldn't move the guy. So the ranger got on the radio and called in a helicopter or plane or both, and rescued the guy. Now, this was in the afternoon when I was talking to the ranger. They didn't get the guy out until just before sunset, and so thankfully the radio that he was using came in handy specifically for that reason, right? So yeah. And my wife today, she was watching a movie and she was mentioning that. She goes, oh yeah, the movie was about an apocalypse, and she goes, you know what, just to make you feel good, Chuck, she goes, the only communications that was available was amateur radio. And so I laughed out loud. That was funny, but that's the truth. That's how it's going to be. Anyhow, Wade, thank you so much for your check-in and sticking around with us. Much appreciated, sir. Have a great rest of the week. Can't wait to chat with you again next time.
Yeah, QSL, Hamilton, or Ham Radio saves lives. There you go. 7-3, and I'll send it back to you to hear the rest of them. VA3NCA.
All righty then. So let's go to Vanya, see if he's still around. VA3XLJ, you still there? All right, VE3KKP, last call.
Last call for alcohol. All right. Good enough for what I heard when I was here. We'll say 7 threes and catch up to you later. Don't forget your garbage. VE3KKP.
Oh, yeah. Let's not forget about that. Thank you, Kevin. And we will try and give you a hand whenever we can this weekend. And so we'll clear with VE3KKP. And I do believe, second last on my list is VE3LBI.
Yep, we're still here. Just listening to everybody on the 7-3 round there. Wade, if you get a second, go look up Victor Echo 0120. So Victor Echo 0120. Look at the QSOs this guy rolled in. It's unbelievable. I can't believe. I'm not sure exactly. It must have been a special event.
Is that Victor Echo 120, Roger?
Yep, Victor Echo 0120. Victor Echo 0120. All right, thanks, Chuck. VE3LBI. Thanks for doing it. 7-3.
Holy smoly.
Tell me about it.
That's what, a week long? 22nd to the 31st. 78,358. That was a whole pile of them, though, right? That's a group call.
I know, but look at one of the days. The day I reached him was the 26th. I can't yeah, the 26th. They made 8,380 QSOs.
Yeah, one on CW. Yeah, look at the ones on CW too. 4,900, 5,000. Yeah.
Anyways, let Chuck wrap it up. All right, I'll meet you probably back on ZOE. VE3LBI. Thanks again, Chuck.
Okay, Larry, always a pleasure having you aboard, sir. Okay, one last person on the roster, and that's Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf.
Oh, hey, Chuck. Good net there this evening. Glad I tuned in there when I did. Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for doing it, Chuck. I'm still on Messenger there with my buddy there. He's got his radio apart. And he's got it down to the he's got it down to the diodes there, and they're looking untouched, but he's going to replace one that doesn't look right. So I don't know if that'll bring the receive back to the radio or not, but like I said, he's a radio tech, so he'll figure it out. He's not a ham radio tech. He fixes he repairs stereos and amplifiers, but it's kind of right up his alley there. So, but anyway, thanks again, Chuck, for doing the net, and we'll probably be sticking around for a little bit. VA3NFG.
All right, Steve. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to figure it out. It's usually trial and error when you're unsure of what is at fault. So as long as it doesn't replace every, and the last thing he checks is a thing that causes a problem. That's like me. I'll go through a whole bunch of things, and of course, the very last one I try is the one that I needed. So Murphy's Law. Eh? Anyways, good luck to him, and thank you for being here on the net with us and being part of our AREG net on a regular basis, Steve. Thank you very much. And so with that, I'll do one last call out. Are there any last minute check-ins for this evening's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3CJZ looking for any last minute check-ins. Anyone, anywhere. Okay, well, nothing heard. I want to say thank you to everyone who joined us on the radio and on YouTube. Remember, we do have a Facebook AREG page. Just go to Facebook in the search, put in A-REG, and the whole page will come up, and you can fill out the questionnaire. There's only like 2 questions, and we'll bring you in. As well as the YouTube stream, you can watch pretty much a year's worth or more of our AREG nets on YouTube. Just put in Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu. And with that, we're going to wrap up this edition, week 1550 of the AREG net. And I do want to thank each and every one of you. It's been a pleasure doing it, and I will continue to endeavor. And if I can keep some of you entertained, make you laugh, then it was worth it. So with that, tonight we had 13 check-ins, including 2 people from YouTube. That's Wayne, VA3 Fox Mike Bravo, and Michael in Arkansas, KI5 Sierra Papa Alpha. Thank you very much, ladies or lady and gentlemen. This wraps up the AREG net for this week. Have a great rest of the week. Don't stay in the sun too long. It's going to be hot for the next couple of days. 7-3 all. Have a great rest of the evening. I'm going to take a short break and probably meet you guys on ZOE or here. Doesn't matter. VA3 CJZ. Returning the frequency back to regular amateur use. So long for now.
7-3.
So long, Richard.
Yeah, ciao, man. Keep the rubber down and the shiny side up, okay?
You bet.
XM43, 4486, clear.
Oh, I'm an XM49er. All right, I'm out of here for a little break. Take care. 7-3 VA3 CJZ.